video, I'm going to go through a walkthrough of how to recreate this price recommender flow. Let's take a look at what it looked like just to see what we're about to recreate. So we're going to be taking in the unpriced data and creating a new column for predictions, and then joining those two and exporting our data. So let's go over here and add a new flow. So let's bring in our unpriced houses here, which is right here, unpriced data. The first thing we wanted to do was to create that new column. So let's go over here and select new column. And then we're going to predict into that new column. So over here, machine learning, predict. And then we ultimately wanted to join our original unpriced data with the predicted data. So over here, process, join, and then we'll put the output from predict also into the join. And then ultimately, we're going to export that out. So a couple of things that we need to do here before we can run it. We need to specify what our new column is going to be. So we'll call it MEDV because that's what we want our price column to be. And then for our prediction, we need to specify that we want to use the Boston housing model, that we want to use 2.0 here, and we'll set override to false. We set override to false because we don't want to overwrite the model that's already been trained and everything. So we want to continue to use that one. Then we want to specify how we want to join this data. So let's put the predictions on the right, and we'll put the features on the left for now. And then for join, let's just say join by rows. And once we update that, let's see if everything's working. Let's look at our unpriced data, which looks just like that. Let's see, make sure that adding the new column is working. We have this MEDV. And then let's see what the predict, make sure that the predict is working. And I think I forgot to give this target column. Obviously, that's very important for the model to know which column it's going to predict. So yeah, want to make sure you don't forget to put MEDV as a target column. So we'll update that. Let's try that again. And as you can see, we predicted into the MEDV column, and we just have this two predictions since there were only two data points. And then ultimately, we'll join that with our original data, and let's make sure that that's working as well. So we should see this was our original unpriced data, and we have our predictions, and we appended them, and this is our nice data frame. And then ultimately we're going to export it. So let's run the flow super quick to make sure that it works. Everything should run pretty smoothly given that we checked at every step that each step was working. And then ultimately, once we get this exported data set, the main place that it's used and it ran, let's take a look. Okay, let's make sure we have that in our data sets. The main place where it's going to be used is in the dashboard, which we will cover in the next video. And in the dashboard, we'll actually be able to see a nice price recommender tool where you can add new data into this data set and then just click a button to essentially run this flow in the background and get these predictions and visualize it all in the dashboard. So if you want to see how all of that works, how all of the flows that we just used are going to be put together, especially this last one, why this last one is so important, take a look at the next video where we'll go over the dashboard and end on the nice price recommendation tool.